Today I'm going to tell you how to insulate metal doors that are installed outdoors, in the house, and have thin thermal insulation. Inside, there's a paper honeycomb filler that doesn't hold heat at all. And in winter, they freeze and turn into a thick layer of ice inside. So it's necessary to insulate it. To insulate, we need a special foil insulation material, which is specifically designed and has a foil structure reinforced with threads. And on the inside, it's soft. A drill is one of the tools, such as a level or some kind of ruler, for example, a measuring device. A Phillips screwdriver, a commonly used tool. A utility knife, which is a versatile tool used for cutting various materials. A tape measure, essential for accurate measurements in construction and DIY projects. And small metal screws, similar to little screws, but with a larger head, often used in woodworking and metalworking for secure fastening, to make sure the foil insulation doesn't get pressed down like that. Using a screwdriver, we unscrew the lock covers. Now we need to carefully and gently unscrew the peephole, which is located on the inside, with a screwdriver. The tooth is out, and we are now fully prepared to proceed with the subsequent steps in our process. Now, we can confidently start installing our material, which plays a crucial role in ensuring the success of the entire operation. We carefully measure the exact width and height of the door frame to guarantee a perfect fit and seamless installation. We cut the foil insulation to that size. We meticulously measure that specific distance on the foil insulation, ensuring utmost precision and accuracy, and then mark it with something solid, like a pencil or a pen, or maybe even a sharp knife. We carefully do this marking on both sides to ensure complete consistency and accuracy. Now, with great care and attention to detail, we place the long construction level along the entire length here, making sure it is perfectly aligned and level. Varia, our enthusiastic, eager, and diligent young assistant, helps me with this task, providing invaluable support and assistance throughout the process. Here you go. Now we can start cutting. For this, we take a utility knife and make the cut. The unnecessary excess has been completely cut off. We definitely need to do the same exact thing for the height and carefully cut off all the excess material. We carefully and precisely mark the height on this side, and on the other side of the spectrum, which is often considered, we're screwing the plastic into the corners. You can cut off the excess later. Now that everything is screwed into place, we're screwing it around the perimeter with a spacing of 10-15 centimeters. We're making the twist on the left and right, evenly spreading out the material. We first screw the foil plastic around the lock, and then we cut out the hole for the lock and peephole. We trim together without moving the lock, carefully, trying not to touch the extra part. The children gave nothing. The foil plastic stretches a bit, so it's hard to cut the size perfectly, which is why we have to trim it as we screw the foil plastic onto the door panel. And that's what we're doing. The knife needs to be as sharp as possible, because if you use a dull one, it starts tearing the foil, and it won't look nice. Now we need to trim the bottom part and screw it around the perimeter of the door. The knife should be as sharp as possible, because if you use a dull one, it starts tearing the foil, and it won't look nice. Now we need to trim the bottom part and screw it around the perimeter of the door. We cut out the hole for the top lock. For this we use the core, which we place on the outside of the door, and start trimming along its perimeter. Now we just need to start attaching the cover. Don't forget to always carefully position a plastic spacer between the metal and the door metal. We're precisely cutting a hole for the square. Now we are going to need to make a precise cut for the lock's rod. This is exactly what the rod looks like. So we carefully and securely attach the inner plate and use bolts to screw it to the outer plate. Here, you can just simply press to easily and effortlessly puncture the insulation material with just a little pressure on the surface of the insulation material, and then you can proceed to the next step in your process. Screw on the outer handle. At the same time as simultaneously insulating the door leaf, we're also insulating the gap between the door and the frame. Additionally, because the seals here are always quite ineffective, especially if the door is double, the insulation is also poor. And by adding a thin layer of insulation material, such as this, the gap is effectively and efficiently sealed, ensuring that the gap is completely and securely sealed. You can see how it is. There are no gaps at all, even if you turn off the light. Here are the insulated doors. Now we just need to cut the hole for the peephole. Put it back in its place and check how the door closes. Basically, this should significantly raise the temperature in the room and the hallway, increase their thermal insulation, reduce door fogging, and Winter will show how it all works. You were on the channel of Master Boyds. We watched a video about how to insulate doors using foil insulation. This is a very good universal material that can be applied behind radiators, on doors, and in any areas of your apartment or house. Give us a thumbs up, leave your remarks and comments. Stay with us! Bye everyone.